Hello all and welcome to the live stream. How are y'all doing? It's been a while since I streamed last, but this stream is going to be even better. I had a genius idea, and I think it's finally time that I unveil that idea to you all. So, I'm on Scratch right now, and I'm going to show you guys my idea. I want to try and put Blender into Scratch. And I've seen it been made before. I've seen it. Hi chat. What's up everybody? So, if you guys see the name of the stream, you're going to understand what the plan is. I'm going to try and take Blender models and really put them into Scratch. Now, that might sound a little crazy to some, but I'm going to show some examples in this stream of how I want to do it. Oh yeah, and by the way, before we start the stream, I uploaded a YouTube short. Everybody can go check it out because on that, I'm hosting a competition where if you post your Scratch games, I will choose 3 lucky winners and I will review their Scratch games the next stream. So go check those out if you want, but you don't have to. Alright, so getting right into it, I've had this idea for a while now and I want to try and implement it. And I know there was a creator that did games like this. There's a creator that made stuff like this. I know there was I'm pretty sure their name was Nick of Time. Let's see. Right here. So look. So they're making animations and putting them inside Scratch. Like, it's strange, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's different games that they have. They've got, like, Potato Simulator, and it's, like, it's weird because it's all, like, 3D. And I always thought as a kid, like, I thought that was, like, the coolest thing ever. I was like, wow, this is genuinely insane. So, I'm just gonna take it from here. I want to see. So, look, all of it is in 3D. He's even got a little intro. Like, that's awesome. Like, look at this animation. Like, it's so cool. Like, it's weird. It's weird how cool this is. Like, you have to literally... I'm pretty sure you play inside a grocery store. Like, you actually, like, shop in a store. Like, look at this! This is cool! The driving physics. Like, that's insane. In Scratch. You, like, car parking animations. I don't care, sure. Like, this is insane. You gotta check your list. Like, this is so cool. You can see your inventory here. Like, that's it's incredible how that works. Now, I want to make my game a little bit more unique than this. So, I have to try and figure out what I'm gonna do with this. So, for starters, I have to understand how Scratch works. So, I'm pretty sure in Scratch, I'm pretty sure you can import videos, or something along the lines of that. Let's see. So, you got different, I haven't used Scratch in a while now, so this is gonna be a learning experience for all of us. I'm pretty sure you can have something along the lines of a video, or something. You can make a block now? What does that mean? Oh, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, that's awesome. Alright. Let's go through here. Let me see. I'm going to see how other people do it. Let's just do Blender animations. Scratch Cat Explosion. It's an animation. So how do they do it? Because that's definitely 3D. That's definitely 3D. We should go inside the let's go inside the project and see. Let's see. Switch backdrop. Let's see. Oh, so they did like a stop motion almost. So they exported each different backdrop as a frame. That's cool. Maybe we have to do that then. So because Blender has a feature, right? Or it has features where you can export a frame as a full thing, or you can export it as different mini frames of an animation. I can show you guys if you want. Let me throw up Blender real quick. Let me see if I can get this. Let's see, can I get Blender launched? Let's see. Are you guys familiar with Blender at all? Have you ever like used Blender before? It's a very powerful tool, I must say. I think anybody that's really wanting to get into game dev and coding should try and at least learn a little bit about Blender. It's so cool. So I'm going to give you guys a run through then. So Blender, I started using it when I was in, I want to say 5th grade. 5th grade, I'm pretty sure. And I learned it from there. It's just, you know, it's one of those things. Hold on, let me get this set up real quick. Blender. Alright, so this is Blender, as you can all see. You got a little cube here. You can export different things, and I'm pretty sure you can export, if you go to this little file in the corner, you can choose what type of way you want to export it. So I usually choose the video, but you can export it as a bunch of different frames for your animation. They have a lot of different options, so you don't have to worry about that. So here's the plan, right? I'm just gonna start coming up with some ideas. But I want to go through Scratch first, and I want to try and find how people do this. I want to really learn this. Because when I know how to do stuff, when I learn how to do it, when I figure out all the stuff on Scratch, it'll be even better. So, why don't we exit out of this, and let's go, let's see, Blender games. Blender 3D. art games. What's this? Oh, so they just uploaded a still frame. That's really cool, though. That's like a genuinely cool water simulator. First try at Blender. 2.63. Wow. It's funny. We're on version 3.0 forward. So this had to be a while ago. When was this made? 2012. Wow. That's crazy. 2012. That was such a long time ago. But as you can tell, it's taken a while to load. I should make a game using the default Blender cube. I literally should. No, genuinely, I'll make a game where the protagonist is literally just a Blender cube. And he's trying to navigate the world and figure out how to go where. Oh, that'd be so cool. I want to see this. Look at this, though. Like, that's cool. You can, like, speed it up, slow it down. How do I reset it? Techno. Sure. So how does this one work? Let me get. I'm sure it's more of the same. I'm sure it's more of the same. How does this work? Let's see. Switch costume. I'm talking about this. So it's a sprite, and so the way they seem to be doing it, if they want to play an animation, they give it a bunch of different costumes, and when the time comes, they basically just run through the whole thing. Which I think is actually a unique concept, but I'm wondering if there's any other ways to go about it. Let's see. Because you wouldn't really, think that that was a way to do it, but it is. We're on 3.6 now. 3.6 dropped? Oh. See, I use a stable build that they have, which is like they have long-term releases. So I'm just waiting on the next one, waiting for the next long-term release. Let's do Blender game. Actually, we already looked that up. That didn't work. Blender 3D. Don't care. Blender 3D. Don't care. Color orb. Road crack. Planet 3D. First 3D Blender animation. Whoa! How does this work? Oh, so it's just a looping animation of planets. It's actually. I'm gonna leave a comment. Great way to utilize. I can spell, guys, definitely. Great way to utilize Blender. Alright, so from what I'm getting at, the way that they're doing it is they're just setting up a bunch of different costumes. They're setting out, so when they have the different costumes or backdrops, it runs through them all, and just like old stop motion animation with like Rudolph, the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and all those, what they would use is they would just play them all together. And I'm pretty sure that's what they're doing on here. Let's see. What's iPhone? Just a picture? Or they'll just have it where people will just render stuff and put it in there. So, what else is there? I wonder if they have like a 3D game thing. Oh, does this use Blender? No, this doesn't. But this is actually a unique game. I bet you, they rendered this in Blender and then they just made the game in Scratch. It's just really impressive, though. This is really, I mean, for a ping pong game, it's not bad at all. You'd think it'd be a lot less advanced, but this is actually pretty good. I can't lie. I'm trying to find a 3D game. 3D Maze. Close all other processes. I don't think I will. My graphics card's pretty cool. Use the arrow keys to look around. Oh, so this is genuinely just a 3D maze within Scratch. So you can see it even has a thing in the top right corner. So I bet, how does this work? Because this isn't using Blender. This is a 3D game, but it's not using costume number 3. The walls. How? Let me click on the walls. How do I? There's only a few sprites. That's the thumbnail. Is it this? What the? Oh, so it's using the pen to create a maze of sorts. That's... How do these people figure that out? Like, that's some genius level stuff. Pen tool. Griffpatch made a tutorial. Oh, so Griffpatch, he's pretty high up. I wonder if he has anything on it. Let's see. Let's go to Griffpatch. Let's see if he has any, like, 3D games. We'll just go, because I know this is a remix, so we'll go to... So Griffpatch, if you don't know, he is, like, the professional here. He knows what he's doing. Let's see. Are there any 3D games here? Depth sorting. Slither. These are all really cool, but I'm just trying to see, are there any... 3D? Alright, well that's 3D. But still. 3D. Blender 3D. Let's just see if we can find anything else. There's got to be something else. Basic Blender 3D Water Simulation 1. So they must have ran a water simulation inside Blender, and then they just... Okay, so this is simple. So from what I'm getting at, the way that we're going to have to go about this is we're going to have to make individual animations and then put them all into one sprite. If we string them all together, then that's going to create a almost sort of animation, and then we can do stuff to the sprite to make it look like it's actually moving around. So I'm going to switch over to Blender real quick. Let me switch over. Okay, we're in Blender now. Cool. So, let's just start by making something. So, Chat, what do you think we should start with? What do you think we should animate first, or try to animate? Because, you know, Blender is going to be our main tool here, and we have to have some starting place, so, let's see. I could just animate the cube. Let's see. Default Blender cube. Gotta love it. So, the basics of Blender animating, you just have different frames. So you've got a little timeline down here. This timeline is going to be the key to fixing all of our problems, right? So we have a starting frame. We move it forward to around 40. Move it here. Inset it again. Look at that. That is animation. Hire me. Disney Pixar, please. I am like top animator. That's what they call me. They call me the top animator because I'm insane. I'm so good at animating. Right? So we have to find a way to export this as different individual frames, and then we can pop that into Scratch. So let's see. Moving back and forth here. So, if I take this, and I just make a few more animations out of it. Let's get an actual cool shape here. We could do a monkey. You know what? We'll do a monkey. This is the monkey. Pretty cool, right? So, why don't we start out by just trying to get an animation of him spinning? So we'll just do that. Go to the 20. Rotate it. Z, 180 degrees. And then just insert that. That's crazy. We'll go to 40. And, nope. We'll rotate Z, 180 to... No. No. We need you to go all the way around. There we go. And if I lower this down to like 40... Look at that. Spinning monkey. Peak animator right here. The monkey is spinning. That's all that matters. Alright, now that we've got a spinning monkey, we gotta find a way to get this monkey into Scratch. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna hop on over to Scratch. Hop on over here. Let's go through here. Hold on. Are we on here? Hold on. Give me a sec. Goofy. Here we go. Get that set like that. And there we go. So I'm going to go into Blender. I'm going to just set it to go to my downloads folder. Sure. Blending. So you all are seeing Scratch right now, but I'm actually rendering my animation, and it's all going to my downloads folder. So while we wait for that to render, we have to think of some ideas here. So how else are we gonna fit? You can actually use the graph editor to make it not slow down and speed up. Yeah, I know. The thing is, for my animations, I usually use Mixamo in my videos. I use the Mixamo editor, but sometimes Mixamo only goes so far. So the thing is, I'm gonna have to try and get better with Blender animation, but that'll come with time, you know? It'll come with time. I think as I begin to work on this and stream this more, we're gonna figure it out. So as I export this, so now I'm pretty sure it's set to that. So if I go and look at, so it exported it as a full thing. So maybe instead of a video, I've got to export it as, so on my end right now, I'm just trying to, we'll do a PNG. We'll just export it as that. Render animation. So now it's getting exported as little mini frames. Hello, cat animates. Rigging models is the worst part. Yes. So I don't know if you guys know this, but the whole point of rendering and all that jazz in Blender, when you get an animation made, you have to give it like, you have to give it almost like a human bone structure. You have to make its own skeleton, and that's how you animate it. His scratch name is the Hot Lime. Okay, funny story. Funny little anecdote. I would have changed that. I would have changed the Hot Lime. I would have made it the Spicy Lemon. But apparently, if you have spicy in your name, Scratch doesn't like that. I got flagged by the Scratch terms of service thing, and it wouldn't let me do the Spicy Lemon. Apparently, Scratch does not enjoy spicy lemons, which, you know, I don't think I'd like a lemon covered in hot sauce, but to each their own, you know? To each their own. Let's see if we can find any more of these. Alright, wait up. So I've seemed to have gotten all my stuff in. So we've got a little Scratch cat here. He's pretty cool. We're gonna name him Bob. That's a pretty creative name right there. So, Bob has two different costumes. And if you play them back and forth, he just starts moving, you know? Look at him move. Look at him move. He's grooving all over the place. However, we want Bob to be a cool spinning animation of a monkey. Right? If we hop back over to Blender real quick, we can see, if we go over to Blender, we can see the monkey in action right here. If I start him spinning, start spinning around in a circle, like that. I'm going to try and replace the Scratch ones with this cool spinning monkey. I don't want to choose a costume, though. I want to... Oh, I just removed Bob. This is a learning experience for all of us. So if I switch this back to Scratch... Pop that. If I switch this back over to Scratch... why are you being goofy? Come on now. We go to... Here we go. So, I need to make a sprite. Because I can't just use the Scratch cat, can I? I have to change that. So, we have to go in and we have to... We could do upload sprite. Why don't we just make a sprite for now? Here we go. Sprite 1, blank, empty. So now we have to get the costume in. So we're going to switch this on over to Blender, and I'm going to upload the costume real quick. So we click upload. There we go. All my frames are there. Oh, magic is happening, people. The magic is happening. Look at that. Look at that. It's actually working. No way. So it's putting the monkey frames into Scratch. All I gotta do is just select them all, and they're just all there now. So hold on. If I go through this, it works. So now we just have to write a script for, we'll just name this Bob. That's his name now. So now we have to write a script that's going to play them all together. So we need to go in and... So we have to go in and we have to basically just play them all at the same time. So we got to go in. So switch costume. We'll do, when that's clicked, we'll do forever. How do we just switch it to next costume? See, they figured that out. How do I put it in here, though? Do I do operators or something for this? I want to put this in there. I need to, like... So how's that working? Next... Maybe we just do next costume. See how that works. Okay, wow. That is really rough and doesn't really look too good at all. But that's a proof of concept. It's working. So we took that Blender animation and we put it into Scratch. We did. So now that that's in there, this means we can do a whole lot with it. If we are able to get these animations just on their own and make characters... So see, we've got this ugly gray background right here. We don't like that. But if we can figure out a way, maybe if we make a green screen and then in post I just edit out the background, maybe that'll work. But this is a proof of concept, right? So I feel like now if we can get a cool animated background, then we can get that going in Scratch. So as simple as this is a step in the right direction. Okay, we're going to hop back on over to Blender. We still have the spinning monkey. Hi, spinning monkey. All right, we're just going to move you to the side here. All right, let's think about this. If we can find a way to remove the background in post, then we'll actually have a working sprite. However, what if we want a cool background? So we're going to need a backdrop for the whole project, right? You can't just have a Scratch project and have it be a white screen. That's goofy. We don't want that. Goofiness is not allowed. So. If we go to, we essentially do that. So we're going to make, I guess we'll just start out with a plane then. So we'll make a little stage here. So if we press this and we extrude upwards, now we got a little scene of sorts, a little box right here. The creativity box. We love the creativity box. So, I could import one of my characters and put them in here. I could do that, but I want to do something even cooler. Maybe I try putting together a scene with, like, trees and such. Because I want to do a proof of concept with the background being animated. If you go into the tab with the camera, then turn under film, tick transparent, and the background will... Wait, actually, if you go into the tab with the camera under film... No way that works. No shot that works. Hold on, let's see. Transparent. Okay, if we go into here, it just looks like a checkerboard pattern. So we're just going to go to view, camera to view. So maybe the monkey is going to be even cooler now. Alright, hold on. We have to do this monkey justice. We have to give this a cool texture. I'm going to show you guys what I know in Blender. First off, we're going to give it a subdivision surface modifier. The coolest modifier out there. This modifier is just going to smooth out our monkey and make him look real cool. Right? I want to give the monkey a cool texture rather than just a boring old texture here. So, we're going to go into the shader editor. Now, we're going to show you. If you press Shift-A, add, and you add a shader to RGB, trust me here, click that, add that there, and then you add a color ramp node. This gives it a cool cel-shaded texture. Now, right now, the monkey's just jet black, but if we put it like this, there we go. Now it kind of looks like one of those old cartoons. So if we go right here, and we set this to, what do we want? We'll do hot pink, how's that? And we set this like that, put that there, and then we just lower the color on this, shift it over to be more in the light. Now, if we render this, if we actually catch it on the right side, look at that, that's cool, I like that. But now I want to make it even cooler as an animation. So I'm going to show you guys how to add a border to this. So the monkey is cool on his own, but we're going to add another texture. So, if you go down into the little corner here, I'm going to shift this over so you can see it. If you go down and you click backface culling, right? We're just going to set this to jet black. And we're just going to turn specular off. This way it's not shiny. If you actually go to the solidify tab and you click solidify, you click flip the normals, and you move this over, you can give it a small little border. So we can extrude it like that. So now our monkey animation is all the way over here. I forgot, I saved location as well. So now we've got a cool monkey. Got that. So let's get this camera set up. Let's get the lights. Perfect. And now we're just gonna render animation. Boom. So now that that's rendering, we're gonna hop back on over to Scratch. So we'll go to here, and we're just gonna wait for that to finish rendering. And once that's rendering, we can put it all together. If you want to use borders on the outside, you can also just use freestyle. I'll figure that out later. This is my usual go-to. So, I kind of want to change this now. So we're going to go out with the old, in with the new. We're just going to... Wait, is there a thing just to delete all of these, or do I have to just sit here and click? No, this is boring. Ugh, I don't want to click. This is... Although you can at least see the animation in action while I'm spam clicking. All my years of playing Fortnite and other video games have helped me get my click speed up. But yeah. So if you go into here, the animations seem to have finished rendering. So if I set it on back to Blender, we can check that out real quick. I go into Scratch, I go to Costumes, click Upload Costume, and I just click all these new frames. Okay, so we're having just a slight problem. It's working, but the background is now black rather than transparent. I was thinking it would just be like a transparent thing. So, anybody in the chat know how to fix that? The Blue Ruby, you seem to know what you were talking about when it came to the background thing. So, what happened there? How do I make it like almost like nothing's there? We don't want that to be. Because the way I want it is if we can have we want to make a sprite almost with its own little animation. Because this way, you exporting with PNG. Yeah, I'm exporting with PNG. Pretty sure I am. Yeah. I'm exporting as PNG. That is what I am doing. So I've got that right. So what else? So what else is that? What seems to be the issue here? Because if I can figure that out and we can actually get working with sprites, it'll be even better. RGBA instead of RGB. I didn't do that, however. Hold on now. We're just gonna pop this back onto Blender. That's not Blender. That's the music. We go right here. We click RGBA. So you're saying this will completely change it. This will make it even better. Let's click render. Let's get that rendering. So this just makes it a transparent background now. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that it works. Fingers crossed. So now we're going to come back here and once again just delete all the animation frames. Click speeds. But look at that. As I delete them all, you can see the stop motion and work. I'm telling you guys, I am pushing Scratch to its limits. What does the A in RGBA mean? I'm not sure. Oh, does it mean alpha? If you set it to RGB, it doesn't have anywhere to save the transparency data. Oh, so if I set it to RGBA, which I ended up doing, that basically says the background isn't there. It keeps that data and it knows. Okay. So if I switch us back on, if we go back to Blender real quick, we can look at the final render, looking all cool. And then I'm going to go into Scratch and I click, once again, do Upload Costume. Now we're cooking with gas, people. Look at that. Look at that. It's working. It's literally working. This is a breakthrough. It's actually working. And wait, does it have the outline in there? It even has the cool outline. Look at that. So if I click start. Oh my goodness. So we've got a sprite on its own that's got its own custom animation. So now we can really get started here. Once we figure out the concept, all we have to do is just make animations for sprites. So I could literally take my character and I could put him. Do you guys want? I'll try that. I'll put my own character. I'll put him into Blender. I'll put him into Scratch. So if we have this up here, that'll just continuously do that. All right. So now we're gonna get into the coding aspect of it. What if I only want it to do this if I click something? So we're gonna make another sprite. We're gonna make our own sprite. This is gonna be very simple. I should let you guys know as a warning, I never took art class. I'm not the best at art, so we're just gonna try and make this like a little button. That's good. Look at that. I bet a 4-year-old could draw better. There we go. This is our button, right? So this button, we're just going to call this Mr. Button. So my goal here is to have it when I press that button, that animation starts playing. If we can get that to work, then we can really start experimenting with this. But the fact that this worked as a proof of concept makes me happy. So, we're going to go to, here we go. When this sprite is clicked, we'll do forever. Next costume, but we want to do it for the other one. So how do we make this only apply to the other guy? Because I want to do next costume, but I want to do it for that sprite. So when this sprite is clicked, it goes to that. You guys have any ideas? I know, like, I'm just saying, that button is like, that's top tier art. But how do I make it where when I click this button, it takes this guy over here and starts that animation? It should trigger this. Maybe, wait, no, idea. Big brain idea. So when that happens, right? When this sprite clicked, it should... Is there like a start and stop for another one? Maybe, so we just hide this. So maybe we add another thing over here. So when the sprite is clicked, let's see, when the sprite is clicked, we're gonna do forever, just do, I'm not sure. Broadcast a message, you think? If we go to broadcast a message, let's see. Oh, you're right. Broadcast, we'll just call this, please work, I need to look credible. Sure, that's good. So then it'll broadcast that. So we'll have this, rather than when that's clicked, get that out of here. When I receive, please work, I need to look credible, we'll just do forever to the next costume. Okay, let's try this, Turn this. Oh, hold on. I have to go. When the sprite clicked. So when the sprite... Look at that! So it works. So when this is clicked, it's going to trigger that animation. So if that's how that works, right? What if I want to have it where, just saying, if I press this, it plays a different animation? Can we do you think we could do more than one animation in this, or do you think maybe we separate it? Because I think if we have more than one string of animations, it's going to get confusing, especially for, because Scratch is, I'm not trying to, it's, you can stretch it very far. It's a very versatile engine. However, I don't want to constantly be relying on features that aren't there. Actually, let me rename this. We'll call this animating. Okay. Let's see. So if we have that click, that goes there. What if it plays its animation and just... And then... It shows. So maybe at the start, it hides. And then... When that... So it's not there at all. It's disappeared. But when this is clicked... It's gonna do show. Okay, so we have to have it within this then. So then we stop this when you receive. So maybe rather than we'll put, so for here, we'll just put this when that is clicked. We'll just hide it. However, when we click the one, it'll show. Boom. Perfect. So that works. Okay. Broadcast different messages and have each sprite hide if it isn't animated. You're right, we can do that. Although, I don't know about you guys, I'm getting a little sick of just seeing a spinning monkey on my screen. Maybe we do something a little bit cooler. Maybe we do something a little bit more different. So if we hop back into Blender here, we're just going to change this on back to Blender. Here we are. I'll swap this back over as well. We'll move this like right here. Okay, we're back in Blender now. Background's looking a wee bit goofy, but that's okay. Actually, I'm just going to change on here. We'll just change this to normal for the time being. We'll change it back at the end. So we'll push this off to the side. Let me try and see if I can get a character to work. Because I'll show you guys my little rig that I use. I'm going to switch you all back to Scratch for a second. But, hold on, let me switch you on back to, for a quick second. So if I'm just going to import my character that I usually have, we'll just do Alright, so I gotta open up another Blender project. So I store, I don't know if you guys know this, I store a lot of my Blender, so I store all my different characters on different Blender saves, right? So if I want to mess around with one of them, I gotta go into the project itself and figure it out. So I just call this Lemon Man Base. So I'll bring you guys back over to Blender once I get my character in. Control C, Control V. Give it a second. Scale it up a bit. It's looking a wee bit small. There we go. So, and then I'll give us a little animation here. So as of recent, I was actually working on my newest video, and so I have some leftover things here. So I'm going to switch this on back to Blender. I'm going to show you guys how I actually kind of animate my videos. So, this is my little character. This is the guy that you know this guy. If you see my videos, you know who he is. You know what he stands for. He is that's the other project. This is my base, my character. Usually I use Bloom because it makes the hair look a lot better. Yeah, there we go. That looks a lot better. Okay. So I want to render my little character here, my little guy. So as you can see here, it might look like a little dot, but this is actually an animation. So if I go to AutoReg Pro and Remap and I click Source, so it's going to source that little guy, and then we're going to take my actual guy's skeleton and click Auto Scale. Look at that. Now we got two animations. I'm going to move you back over here, pal. So look, this animation on its own is going to do its own thing. It's going to, Mr. Monkey, thank you. I want to take his animation and I want to pop it onto this guy. Right? So all I have to do, if I go into edit mode for both of these, I can see their rest poses, but I have to redefine this, so I remember this. So what I have to do, I have to go into here, and I have to get his rest pose looking all normal. So if you don't know, if you want to put an animation onto another, remapping, the only way remapping works is if the character's rest pose is similar to that of the actual guys. So I'm going to actually, look, I found this cool trick out with this. If you reverse the order, right? So if I have Lemon Man skeleton here, and then I put armature here, build bones list, right? So it's going to build its own little bone list. Do hips, just set it all up. You know, make it look really cool. If I click redefine rest pose, and I do this as that, without preserve, let's see if this works. So you notice how they both go here? If I click apply, so now it should, in theory, oh, Blender's being a little slow. In theory, it should make this guy's rest pose. It should turn it into, it should look like the T-pose. And if they both look the same, then if you don't want to pay $40 for AutoReg Pro, then you can do some hacky stuff in the Animator. Well, I mean, I already have AutoReg Pro, so it's fine. I've got the full version, so it's okay. But hopefully Blender doesn't crash on me. That'd be kind of annoying. Come on, Blender. See, that's the one thing. I don't know if you guys know this. When it comes to remapping and all that, and like, Blender loves to go super slow and just crash. Maybe it's because I need better hardware or something like that. I'll spring for an upgrade in the future. But while Blender does that, we'll switch on back to here. So while we still have these two things, it's not really looking too good. I should probably at least give it like a basic title or something. This still works though. Blender. Of course you gotta be goofy today. So maybe instead of doing one of my characters, we do a different thing. Or maybe we do one of my characters, I'm not sure. Instead of working around with the rest poses, what I might do, I've already got one where the rest pose works fine. I just gotta go in and actually, I'm just gonna grab that. Here, I'll actually show you guys this. I've got a lot of different scenes as well, and they're all stored on different projects. So let me go to, pretty sure it was room, wasn't it? I go to, here we go. So I worked really, oop, this is not it. Hold on. Where'd I put it at? Let me see. If we go to beach, possibly? Let's see. Here we go. So this is what I use for my streams. I'm gonna give you guys a little sneak peek. I'm gonna pop back on over to Blender. So this is what I use to make my stream like before I get everything started. So this is my little character right here. This guy's just chilling. But if you can see, if we go into edit mode, as goofy as it looks, he's in a T pose, and we need that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna select everything on him, and then just deselect everything else that I might have added. So now if I move it around, he's just on his own. I'm going to copy this, and now I'm going to open up another Blender project. So what you guys can see is just the thing here, but I'm going to move it over, and I'm going to put it into another Blender project. So we put this here, get rid of that. Control V. Now we have this in a different Blender project. So we still got that in the background. Guys laying down. All right, I'll import my animation. So for my most recent video, I needed a pointing animation, but I think what I'll do is just do a talking animation. Yeah, I like that. I like that. That works. Okay, we're going to close out of this. Do not save. We'll move this. There we go. So as you can see, we've got my little guy. He's just laying down here. He's just chilling. He's having the time of his life. Look at this. All right. If you go into edit mode, though, we see it's working. So if I flip him like this, I want to try and get him as close to standing up straight. There we go. So if we go to Auto Rig Pro, our favorite tool, click that there, click the little footsie there, scale that. Oop, did I do it the wrong? No, I clicked, I put them on the same guy. There we go. So if we do auto, why is it you? I want you to do this. Thank you. Okay, auto scale. There we go. So if I move you over, and I select this, they seem to be, I want to try and get them as even to each other as possible. So when they're in this T-pose mode, you see, if the more they're lined up, the better the remap works. See? There we go. We're going to turn bloom on real quick. Bloom makes everything look better. Don't let the game devs tell you otherwise. So we're just going to click build bones list, and now this is going to sync them both up. Oop, I think our music has ended. Hold on real quick. I'm going to throw on some different music. Throw on some. You guys hear that? You guys fine with this? This is, I just popped it on another music thing. You guys like that? Sure you do. We're going to go into here, do hips, and then we set that as the root, and we click retarget. So now we're going to give this a second. It's going to take a second, but once we get it done, it's going to look good. So I'll switch it back to Scratch Game for a second, right? Actually, this works. So if I go up, if I throw us back into the one, we go back to Blender. There we go. Now my guy is actually talking and moving. Look at that. Nothing a little ingenuity can't solve. So we rotate him so that he looks like he's standing on something. We're gonna literally put my guy into Scratch. He is going to enter the Scratch world. Now the one thing is, lighting is a little goofy here, and I want the lighting to look good. So if we grab this light and just bring it down, that's better. Look at that. Look at that smile right there. Although it's more of an open mouth rather than a smile, but whatever. So now we're in here. We have that set up. Now, I remember the tip that we did before. I turned it off. I'm going to turn it back on. If we go to Film, turn Transparent on. We're going to pop this on. We're going to turn this. We'll just put this into the Downloads folder. Accept. RGBA. We're just going to render it. Render animation. So while that's going, we're gonna pop back into Scratch. If this actually works, I'm generally gonna be surprised. What if you have one shot or one opportunity to see? I'm just saying, Eminem's a pretty wise guy. You guys see chat? What if you have one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted? I'm pretty sure that's from Eminem. That's the song "Lose Yourself." Good song. You guys should go listen to it. But that's what I feel like right now. I feel like I got one shot to make this work. All I wanna do is I wanna see my guy angrily arguing. It's just so I can see that in Blender. That's gonna be super, super cool. So right now we're in Scratch, but as you can see, if I pop us back on over to Blender, we see in the timeline at the bottom that it's just chugging along because it's got to render all the frames. If I click this here, it's a little laggy. Actually, I'm gonna drop this. So that only has to render that many. But it's slowly rendering my guy speaking. But it's going to be rendered as transparent because we used RGBA. We take that sprite and we put it into Scratch, and then everything works, and then I'm just that cool, and yeah. It's going to be even better. So if we go to here, how much longer do we have on this? Blender animation is almost finished. In the meantime, we're going to watch the spinning monkey. Gotta love the spinning monkey. Although we might have to retire him for now. I'm just gonna hide the monkey for the moment. Mr. Button. I'm just gonna copy. How do I copy this? If I just press Control C, we're just gonna we'll start this by making another sprite. Just put that there. This will be, we'll call this me. Control V. You can't copy. Can you not copy scripts over? Control C, Control V. Oh, I guess you can't. Okay. So I guess we'll just redo it here in the meantime. So when I receive that, so we'll just keep it simple. We'll just do forever, and we'll do next costume. Once that's all done. Blender almost is finished. Actually, it is finished. We're just chilling now. Okay, we're just gonna stop this. So now, all we have to do is just upload it. So if I hop on over to Blender real quick. So what we need to do is we need to go in. Or at least what I'm going to do. Oh, do I have this? So I have to go into here. I have to click on the costumes for the guy. Just like before. This is nothing new. Here we go. Upload. And then, yep, all my guys' things should be right there. I'll do from like 225. This is a lot of animation. Oop, is this importing? Is everything working? Did that work? Oop, hold on. So wait, now I've got to go in and just grab everything. So if I do, I'll just start at 208, go in there. Open. Oh, it's working. It's working. No shot this works. Look, I'm in there. Look at that. Wow. It's working. To copy the script, you just want to have to drag the script in the object. Oh, does that work? Oh, that makes a lot more sense. However, I just want this to be real simple. So we're just going to ignore the button and the spinning monkey. We'll put that over there for now. Sorry, Bob. I got to hide you. No. Click here, and I go to the button, I hide this. So I just want my guy here. Guy's just speaking, he's talking, he's got his hands like that. Instead of doing, what's it called? We'll do a when that is clicked. All the frames are still importing. That's the funniest thing. Look at how many frames there are. There's at least like 200 of these in here. It's still going. So I wonder though, this is gonna be a big project. So maybe I want to keep the animations more simple so we don't overcrowd and slow down the Scratch project. Yes, my scheme is working. I tell you right, I am Dr. Doofenshmirtz. That's my Dr. Doofenshmirtz voice. But if we do this, no way. It's a little shaky, but I'm just surprised. It works. Look, he's talking. My name's the Spicy Lemon, and I'm talking and I'm in Scratch because I'm just that cool. Wow, like it's working. It's just all coming together. Like I can't believe that. It's working. So what we accomplished here, now we know I can do talking things. Can you record your own audio and pop that into Scratch? Pop? Does that make a popping noise? Hold on, can I just unmute this? It does make a popping noise. I forgot. I made a YouTube short on how goofy Scratch sounds are. What's good, Blitzer? I know. So I think you might have missed this, right? I know you were there last stream. I had a breakthrough. I'm just going to show you guys. So on Scratch, I deduced, in order to do this, we have to get an actual animation going. But thank God that chat actually figured out a way to get this working. So if you render an animation in Blender as nothing but frames and have a transparent background, you can actually put a 3D animation in Blender. Look at this. My guy is 3D and it's got shadows. It's only up from here. And I think once we figure out how to actually, like, once I have an idea and once we get actual sprites in, this will be crazy. Like, I've never gone this far in Scratch, and it's making me so happy right now. Okay. Now that we have him in here, I want to add some sound effects, or just see if I can. So maybe when it happens, let's see, what do we have? Is this... crunch. So wait, let's see. Do we have... Oh wait, okay. I don't know. So when I used to do Scratch when I was younger, ray tracing in Blender. No, okay. I actually have I have a graphics card that's able to ray trace. So if I wanted to do a really cool cycles animation, I could. But I'm actually, you know what? I'll show you guys what happens when you do that. So I use Eevee as a rendering engine. And for those that don't know, there's two different rendering engines, and Cycles is used for more realistic. But my shaders completely break when I switch to Cycles. Look. Oh, never mind. Blender crashed. See, so it did. So rather than Blender even working, it just crashes. Yeah, Eevee works out well. So for those who, yeah. So Cycles just straight up dipped. It was just like, nope. We're not doing that. It had better things to do with its time than entertain that. I'm just gonna quickly, hop into Blender and just recover that, just in case I want to do anything else with that on the stream. But sure, I think that's it. There we go. We got it back. All right, now I'm gonna go through here. Blender's dead. No more smoothies. I know. Y'all ever wondered why they chose to name it that? Like, of all things, you named it after something that chops up fruit. I'm sure there's, like, a backstory behind it. Alright, is this saved? Does Scratch automatically save? Because I want to check out some other Blender projects. Does Scratch just automatically save, chat? Or, like, will I exit out of this and all our hard work this stream just be gone? File. Save now. There we go. Okay, saved. Okay. So now we're gonna explore some stuff here. So if I go to search, I want to go back to Blender animations. Let's see. Sorry for the watermark, you would need to pay to remove that. Why do you need wait, you don't need a watermark. Oh, they made a GIF probably. So yeah, did they make a GIF of it, I'm thinking? No, they just have a watermark. That's weird. Like, because they're using Blender, and Blender doesn't give you a watermark. Which is awesome, because, you know, I don't feel like paying for it, but... Let's see, what else is there? Blender 3D games. Nah, nothing. Blender animations? Let's see if that works. Jello? that controls the frame number. So I wonder how they get it to look so smooth though. Because for mine, I noticed they probably use inflip to convert it. Yeah, that's true. But Blender automatically, we learned that Blender automatically does that. So, I don't know what you guys, so in my project, like look at this. This is actually like really smooth. Maybe if I up the frame rate, maybe that'll do it. Because it seems to be, when I export it as images, it comes out like shaky. Maybe it's just lag or whatnot. I'll figure it out later, but look at that. There's so many different talented people on here. Ball roll. Yet another Blender animation. Not just one, not just two. Yeah, but that's the other thing. We have to get up the frame rate. Yeah, I could probably up it to like 60 frames because I usually do 30. Why is that ball coming closer? Oh, never mind. It just goes past us. Okay. Saint Bernard. I'm so like, when I was a kid, we'll do a little anecdote. In 5th grade, I had seen these different types of games, and I was like, wow, these are very interesting. I realized, how are they doing this? And I reached out, and I was like, they're using Blender. And I was like, I want to do that. And it's just, it's what really inspired me to start doing 3D stuff. What's this? Oh, it's the Splatoon squid. They just play Splatoon music over the back of it. That's strange. Oh, Stranger Things? Scratcher Things. Oh my gosh. No way. Is this rendered in Blender? Did they... Oh my goodness. That's so cool. Have you guys ever seen the game, like the show Stranger Things? Look at that. So they actually recreated the intro. I'm actually, I'm gonna pause the stream music. I said pause. A series that would likely not run on Scratch. That's so cool. So rather than making a sprite, they did like this is so talented. I love Stranger Things. Like, this is so cool. This deserves so many more, like, not enough credit is going to this creator, please. We need to actually make this a thing, like an animated series. This is so cool. An ambitious parody of Stranger Things. That's so cool. I wonder how long it took them to animate that. Like, that is genuine talent right there. Please, I need you guys to go give support to this creator. Like, you don't even know. This probably took forever. I'm gonna say, hold on. You are so incredibly talented. Please. So yeah, I posted that. Wow. So there's so many, like, we came across so many different talented things. Like, it's actually kind of cool. Let's see. Okay, so what we got done this stream, because I think it's time to throw in the towel. So if we go into here, so what we got done inside this, we figured out a way to actually animate the full thing. We got the whole thing animated thanks to the viewers who helped me figure everything out in Blender. And yeah. Alright. I think it's time to sign off, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the live stream. I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for just joining. And hopefully we're going to keep this up. Tune in next week. We'll be right back here. But this time, at the start of the stream, I'm going to be reviewing your games. So go check out that YouTube short and post your Scratch games in the description. Make sure you get them all there. Like I said, post your Scratch games in the description of that YouTube short. Alright. Thank you guys for tuning in. See ya. See you guys.